the areas going through got infected, and
Right.
then my gum basically went basically like engulfed the tooth. Yeah, so I can't close my mouth because there's just like gum in between where the two teeth should meet. Um,
Oh God. Okay.
yeah, I've only had soup since Sunday.
Yeah.
Soup and yogurt have been. I've had soup for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the last 5 days,
So that's why
which is
our ravenous watchers and viewers have been denied this week's episode for so long.
yeah. Sorry, guys. Um, Also, Noel is just God, what a joke, what a diva.
That's true. If he's not addressed smartly, I'm going to be disappointed.
I don't know if he said he was going to. I don't know. Does he have to dress smart for his job? I'm not sure. I feel like he can go in fairly casual. I like that we've got sort of matching coloured ties as
I
well.
know.
That looks very good.
Going for the headband as well. Very,
Is
very
that do you
fortunate that
normally, if you go to a wedding, would you have the headband on?
I think I've actually rocked this exact headband with this suit before. All right. Well, welcome to episode 11's edition of the If You Know, You Know podcast. First of all, introducing my enemy's enemy. It is your host, Master General. It is Mike Price. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Mike. Cheers, guys. Join me this week, the man who could be in for an uncomfortable evening, based on what we saw in the episode. Sometimes the tooth hurts. It's Lenny Greenfield, and he's one of our most requested guests. And I said to Lenny this week, if we don't get him this time, we'll never get him. It's Noel Clark. Thanks for
Ah,
joining us, Noel. All right, how's everyone doing?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. I'm ready to get into a little bit of Survivor. I'm still enjoying the editing process. Yeah,
Are you Dr. Mike yet?
I am. Yeah, I am indeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so
congratulations.
you did the corrections.
Well, no, I haven't finished the corrections, but you don't have to finish the corrections to be a doctor.
Oh, so you could just leave it
Don't do
off and
them.
they give you the pass.
Well, no, I think I could not do them, but then I would then maybe no longer be a doctor again. I'm not really
So
sure.
just say, oh, we trust you'll do it, so just pass anyway. Is that the vibe it is?
Well, no. So the Viva, like they gave me all of like the difficult questions and stuff, which I answered then. So then they're just like, okay, cool, you're done, you're a doctor, but just do these couple of corrections and then like you will officially like sign it off. But as of when you've done the Viva, you're a doctor from then. But I guess if I then fail to do the corrections, then they might be like, then there might be some questions.
Would be very fun if you got it taken away.
I've never heard that done before, so
Also, I know the conversation was full on. Oh, so you got some corrections, and Mike went, "Can I still be a doctor though?"
I feel like I need to change my own title. Maybe Lenny, do you reckon you ever made the Skunks Hall of Fame?
Didn't know there was one.
Oh, I think I should announce I was inducted when I did my graduation.
Let's be honest, we'd all be.
Yeah, we'd be in there.
definitely in that hall of.
Surely you're putting Dr. Mike Price.
2017, you fucking leave then.
While we are talking about skunks, I think it'd be remiss of me not to say happy 18th birthday.
Oh yeah, fuck's sake. What a stupid post that was.
Oh man, I'm so glad that Ash commented that because I didn't want to be the one that was going to have to do that.
I got a message from Barnaby saying, well, isn't the club isn't the club much older than this?
It's like 46.
I was like, yeah, 46.
Oh man.
Um, yeah, just a very, very weird post to make.
And surely it's like Freshers Week as well, when you want the group to be like as clear from any spam as possible. I did enjoy that.
If I was an admin, there'd be a 2-week ban on that poster.
Happy 18th birthday to the Facebook group, I guess. I'm assuming she received some kind of notification about that.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't just know the date. That'd be
Spent the
worse.
summer going all the way back for the group 18 years. To be fair, she could have just made it up. I wouldn't know.
I know the ballpark for that Facebook group just because if you go back in like the photos or the videos, you can get back to the start quite quick. And I was going back in the videos when I was making a fucking low lights video. So did actually
Mike
find
has been there 18 years.
Yeah, I've been in the Facebook group for more than half of the time it's existed. So
He was a founding member of the club.
I reckon in like 1 or 2 years I can start claiming that and people will just buy it.
In 1 or 2 years, they won't know who you are, Mike.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, I think I can claim it to Bella in 1 or 2 years, and she would accept it.
the name lives on.
The Mike Price Award for trying hardest in a Friday session.
It's the Mike Price Award for being the first fresher or something like that.
Do you think it's fair game if you join a different uni to go to their club sessions and get a load of D's on freshers?
Yeah,
because I'm very much considering
asking for a friend.
lead club session next Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd enjoy it or not.
A dominant performance from me.
At least
probably
one.
won't. I'm going to ask to get invited to the indoors on Tuesday. And if they say no, I'll come on Wednesday and play like a dickhead instead.
Force them to give you an invite, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be like, you can't turn up and not play your best because then you wouldn't get invited. So
if that when there's a trial session for you.
I'd like sprint down after the first pull, get on the force and be like, fuck my hamstring, I'm done, guys. I don't think I'll be able to last through a whole session anymore. So
have you thought of maybe just doing some real, maybe like a year of rehab?
I mean, that's sort of what I've been doing-ish, just minus the rehab. I've been doing the time off.
Add in a bit of rehab.
But I don't really know what's a rehab, though. I've got too many injuries.
Your hamstring?
Well, yeah, like there's the hamstring, but then the hip flexors have sort of gone and the knees aren't in good shape either. So, yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what to aim for here.
Paralympics, by the sounds of it.
It's not that shit. I reckon I'd smash it at the Paralympics. I was watching some of the events.
Well,
So
yeah,
I reckon I could beat some of these guys.
Tell you what, I'd get a Paralympic medal for swimming against people with no arms and legs.
Yeah, Noel, you got any gossip or news you'd like to share with us or even the viewers before we start turning our attention a little bit more Survivor related?
We're going to address the rest of the attire?
You've got a nice fleece on, if that's what you mean.
No. Why have you two dressed up?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, I heard it's because you've got Survivor royalty on, is what you said, Lenny. I appreciate you dressing up for the occasion. It's nice.
Well, so, just for the benefit of the viewers, I rocked up about, when I won't call anyone out by saying the exact time how long ago I rocked up, but I turned up at the agreed time wearing just my t-shirt, and Lenny said that we had been requested to dress very smartly. Was that so Noel that you could then come on and be like, guys, you dressed up for me?
Well,
I do respect.
I think if I was meeting someone in the royal family, I'd put a bit of effort in.
Yeah. Obviously, I'd wear my actual full suit if Beth Jeffrey was coming on.
Yeah.
I was robbed of that win.
Go on, Lenny. Show Noel the rest of the outfit.
Well, yeah, it's just the standard, isn't it? Like, the shorts on underneath. I'm not putting fucking trousers on.
Yeah, you bring Beth Jeffrey on here that she gets the coat as well. I have recently, I was seeing some friends up in Nottingham, some very very good friends from Neiman Holiday Trust. Shout out to those guys, and we engaged in many games, kind of like I won't go so far to say board games, but kind of sort of Mafia-esque games. We didn't actually play Mafia, but that kind of thing. So sort of adjacent to Survivor in a way, just kind of shorter games, sort of like fun little party games with a group of us. So my point is these are the kind of people that would appreciate the nuances in a game such as Survivor. And we've been friends for a long time, so they're aware of my fascination or love of the game of Survivor, and they're aware that I've been making these Survivor Southamptons. And when I was on the train home, they were just like, "Do you know what, Mike? We'll actually we'll watch one of these." So they started watching. I told them to start with season 2 just because, the editing's a little bit better, you got more players, blah blah blah. But these people were just like, no, like we're here to binge watch it. Let's go through all of season 1. And they binge watched all of season 1 in about a day. So I was receiving a lot of hot takes while I was on that train journey home. The first one was, "There's no way Noel survives this first vote."
One of my best achievements that
Let's
I've sacrificed an invite to their wedding, but throwing Amy and Mike and Mark under the bus worked perfectly.
Do you think you were on the list before then?
Outside chance, probably.
Yeah, probably no. Yeah, I assume no chance now.
Less of it. I'd be more surprised if I got invited to that than I was Rory Blinkhouse Stag Do.
Obviously, if Rory Blinker had been on season 1, then you're probably not getting an invite to that wedding either.
I don't know. I wouldn't have thrown him under the bus.
Oh yeah,
That's mate. We go back years.
How well do you think Rory Blinko does in season 1 if you swap him in for Sam Law?
I don't know. I don't think we swap in a Rory Blinko. I think Rory Blinko is just also there.
Well, the 14th player.
I think he probably takes a lot of heat off Sorensen. And he probably annoys people enough to go probably first 4.
No, I completely disagree. Like, I think I've played Among Us with Rory Blinko. Like, that man, he's really into these kind of games. I feel like he would sort of be in like a TG Robbo Ollie kind of group. I think he'd sort of
you don't want to be
that way.
You don't want to be a TG Robbo in the game. That's the one thing you don't want to be.
I think he would be unconnected to the point where he wouldn't be in with that big alliance that formed, and then he would be trying to oppose it, which would either get him voted off or would maybe get him a win.
He's not winning. Absolutely no way he's winning.
You don't think? I think he's a very sociable player, though.
Yeah, a bit unknown though. I feel like no one would take
There's
him.
no way people are giving him money over someone they actually know.
But to be fair, faced with a choice between someone I sort of know and someone I don't know, I'd probably just pick the person I don't know. Can't be seeing your friends happy.
Yeah, because I was going to say, if it's someone that you know that screws you over and stops you from getting to the end versus someone you don't know, I might be vindictive enough on the evening to give it to the other person.
Yeah, I just think he wouldn't have made it beyond the first.
No, I think he'd be sort of mid-table.
Yeah, I think so too.
Only one way to find out, to be honest with you.
Who do you think
when Liam Lou hosts season 3?
Oh, I'm so looking forward to season 3. I'm looking forward to being able to play.
That's a rumor I heard. I heard a rumor that I heard is their wedding is actually going to be Survivor Series 3.
I hear you can only go to the wedding itself if you make it through day 1.
Liam and Beth make it.
We're all voting Big Dog out straight away. You can imagine that, like, people are going to be throwing that challenge. Just like, wouldn't it be really funny if Big Dog can't see his cousin getting married? I was watching back the trivia challenge in season 1, and you actually had a little bit of survivor knowledge in the tank pre-season 1. Was this something that you just done in your preparation leading up to the season, or was this something that you were kind of cognizant of in any way before the season?
This was more Mike Price knowledge, knowing that there would be a quiz about Survivor. So I had a little look at names, and that's basically it.
Fair play.
It worked. Got me my immunity, if I remember correctly.
It did.
Yeah, we were voting you off that round as well. Definitely.
Sucks to be Lenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who went that round instead?
So did this like small revision, or was this just like a list of names, or did this come with like watching any clips or anything on YouTube?
I think I did some names and then just like searched a little bit of Survivor and just saw like 2 or 3 clips that meant nothing to me because I don't know what's going on.
Right. I mean, you say that, but it did seem like you had a lot of the sort of ideas and ways to pin targets on people's backs from the get-go. Like, you're the one that's saying, oh, Big Dog's going to be a jury threat. Like, that's not really something that you'd think about when you're just completely new to the game and have no idea.
I can't remember if I'd looked at I might have also looked at how the game works. Because I remember thinking it'd be stupid to rock up to this and not have an idea of what the actual game is. So that might have been how I knew that. I don't know. It's quite a while ago, that.
Fair play. I mean, I was going to ask you just a little bit about season one. More specifically, you did mention it briefly. What are your memories specifically of that round one, where like everyone's just been thrown into the game? You don't have immunity. Everyone's saying your name, and yet somehow you flip it off yourself. What was going through your mind in that round, if you can remember?
Generally, my thought was, "Oh, I'm fucked. I've rocked up to this house and I'm out first. Who can I just go all guns in and just say vote for them instead?" And well, unfortunately, it was Mark. And I just thought I have to go all in on this. And then she kept saying him and Amy will be a threat together. They'll work together. And they all believed it. Slash thought everyone else was going to vote for me, and so I got through.
Yeah, I mean, I think all you had to do, as it turned out, was convince, I think, 2 people to vote with you.
Yeah.
And I think that did the trick. Maybe it was 3. Maybe Ollie and TG Robbo, I think were the ones that voted with you that round.
Yeah,
I vote for Oscar.
Yeah, I lost that vote. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it didn't even get read out, but
Don't think it affected the game.
no. Maybe I wouldn't have become his biggest ally if he'd found out for him straight off the bat.
Any reason you voted Oscar that round?
I just wanted to let him know that I was there, which didn't happen. He never found out. But
Big tackle in the first few minutes. That's
that's what I thought. Leave one on him. A bit worried for the rest of the game.
Oh.
Yeah, I came in with zero understanding of the game at all. So I think that shows.
Well, I mean, you sort of had enough basic knowledge to realise if we get a few of us together and we vote together, then we can't be voted off. Which is sometimes
But I think any fucking idiot would work that out. After 3 rounds, you'd be able to work out if a few of us all joined together. We can probably just pick who we vote out.
I don't know. You need to watch season 1 of American Survivor, Lenny. If you were playing, you would have revolutionised the genre.
What did they not?
Did they just like randomly vote?
For most of the players did for most of the games. Sorry for the spoilers for Survivor Borneo for anyone unspoiled on Survivor from the year like 2000, but it was about basically of a cast of I think 18. It was 4 people that got together on one of the tribes and were just like, hang on, if we just vote together, then we'll just get to the end, and that's what happened. The merge vote there was a little bit similar to season 1, round 1. Actually, I believe it was a 4 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Solid.
Slightly reminiscent of ours.
That's ridiculous. And I'm not being funny. With regular Survivor, you're there for days.
Yeah.
So like, what else are you thinking about?
39 days was how long they were there for.
Assume survival, Lenny.
Yeah, I know, but it's not that much. I mean, obviously, that doesn't look easy, but at the same time, I feel like you get enough thinking time that you could cook up the strategy of an alliance.
Well, I mean, speaking of a game where you don't get a lot of thinking time, I think what everyone's going to be wanting to know from you, Noel, is how exactly do you go about your strategizing? Do you pick a person that you want to get rid of and then think of a reason as to why they should go? Or are you spending all of your time in like the challenges thinking about reasons why people should go, and are you then just picking one and going for them? Is that the way to do it?
Series 1, I think I just sort of, you'd hear a name and go with it, or often you just sort of would suggest a name very lightly and then suddenly, yeah, that name works, and it just sort of, everyone runs with it. Series 2, I can't remember too much. I just remember thinking it was either me or Strath. I've got to go with him in that round. And then beforehand, I just thought, oh, try to get rid of Strath earlier because I thought he'd be useful to get rid of and a bit funny. Or whoever in the challenges for the blue tribe that I thought were a bit shit and wanted to get rid of.
Yeah, I guess just before we fully jump into season 2, do you have any personal season 1 highlight?
Oh, coming second. Winning that pan challenge, getting rid of Lenny was a good one. That was a bit of fun.
Do you know what I remember from season 1? And it's the biggest grievance of the game is that you took me upstairs off camera to tell me that Ollie wanted to go home, so we should vote him off, and then you just didn't vote for Ollie. An absolute joke. I really trusted you, but you were so serious when you said it.
Was that how it happened, Noel, or was it something that you then changed your mind on later, or was that literally what happened?
I do actually think at the time, Ollie said he wants to go home. And then he said to you, oh, actually, I'll vote for Lenny this one. And I thought, fine, we'll do it.
I believe it.
Game's a game, Lenny. Mate, I was going to say, I don't think I'm that much. I was going to say, I don't think I deserve the nickname, the like reputation for being a bit of a snake. But if that happened, maybe I do.
Yeah, I mean, neither of us deserve the reputation we have, though.
No,
Yeah. It's just unlucky.
I think bastard is a strong word.
So obviously, two of the biggest names from season one. Okay, Noel, can you take us through your sort of thoughts when you were aware that you were going to be playing a second season? What kind of like how screwed did you think you were? Did you think you'd have such a big target, or do you think maybe people are going to want to work with you because you know the game?
So my only concern about playing season 2 was it's a long time. And I genuinely thought, oh, it's fine. I won't make it past the third or fourth round of day one. So it's not going to be a big time issue. I hadn't really thought that much about how I was going to play the game. So I just sort of knew as soon as I can, people are going to vote me off because why would you trust me again? And somehow I made it to day 2.
Yeah, Lenny, was this a similar experience for you?
Yeah, I thought I'll go straight away. It'd be a miracle if I make it day 2. But at the end of the day, I think it just shows that talent does prevail. Yeah.
Cream rises to the
Three will
top.
always rise to the top.
I'm just taking the fact that I was the first proper vote off of day 2 as people told me was the biggest threat. Take it.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to look at it.
Yeah, I wanted you out of the game.
Yeah. It was quite nice.
If you can't trust someone off camera, you can't trust someone on camera.
I quite enjoyed just hearing the quotes, people being like, yeah, but Noel's the bigger threat. Just get rid of it. Makes me feel good. Big up Divya saying that. I've got listed quotes when I was watching it. I was like, oh, that made me smile. And Divya's one saying, but why Straff? I feel like Noel's the bigger threat. Made me massively smile.
Divya dropped one of the worst lies in the tribal council part of the episode, where Mike was like, where she was like talking about last round and who should have been, who like someone might have been voted off, and Mike was like, "Oh, you seem to be glancing over at Ben while you say that," and then she was like, "Oh, Ben was he going to get voted off?"
I'm so fuming that Billy left. That would have been an incredible elimination.
It would have probably been essentially unanimous.
Because I don't think he saw it coming at all either.
I think he definitely had an idea. At the time, I didn't think that he knew, but he definitely
I
had.
don't think he did, but people told him though, straight to his face.
It was like the Sorensen one, but worse. Because it was just like, oh, it's clearly Ben, who everyone's going for.
Absolutely swatted my head into my ceiling trying to get my charger.
Not that tall, are you?
How low is your ceiling?
Well, so because it's like a slanted roof,
Oh no.
it like comes down, and then there's like a beam that comes across. And so my charger was on the far side of the room, so it's the real low point, and my bed's there as well. So I'm crawling over my bed to get to the far side, and I wouldn't have hit the slanted roof. It's just the beam that I've gone straight into.
Tell you what, Lenny, while you're describing that, if only you had a camera that could show us all.
Oh yeah, that's a great point. Let's have a little trip over the room.
Give us a tour.
Well, it's actually quite messy at the moment because I'm changing my bed sheets at the moment in the wash. But this is the slanted roof. This is the beam. That's Jason Statham in the background. Yeah. This is where I was. This is sort of imagine my head on that.
Ooh.
So
hope you're okay.
Might not be, though. If I pass out, call an ambulance. I think you get a lot of views on the episode, though. If I did just drop dead halfway through.
If you pass out and then we just do nothing.
Let's be on the news where it's like, oh, Lenny was appearing on a podcast when he died.
Okay, so Noel, you arrive at Survivor South
Yes.
Season 2. Okay, you're looking around. Are these the kind of people that you expected to be there? Was there anyone missing that you thought would definitely be there? Especially a player like you coming in with a big target. Were you hoping for like a Beth or a Carolina?
No, I knew Beth wasn't going to play again because last time took really ages. Also, I don't think there's any point in her playing because, like, she knows that she's not going to win again. Yeah, everyone I thought would be there was there. There's maybe a little bit extra chaff in there, but I can't really remember who that was.
That's just people to vote out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Name the chat.
Let me get a list of people that were in the game.
Imagine watching us back and just being called chaff by someone you thought you were friends with. That'd be horrible. That'd be horrible.
People in Skunks, you're taking a piss. No, I think everyone who I thought would be there was there. I wasn't too surprised.
Were you gutted about no TG Robbo?
Obviously, good about no TG Robbo.
That was the big one for me. I was really looking forward to voting him off again.
It was a big loss to the season. Yeah, no Beth and no TG Robbo.
What was the reason for the lack of TG Robbo? Hay fever.
I think it was his 6-month anniversary with his ex-girlfriend.
I think it was worth missing.
They were together at the time, to be clear.
Oh yeah. At the time,
it's not they split up after 4 and then thought, well, it's the 6-month anniversary.
6-month anniversary, by the way, not a thing.
No, because it's not an anniversary.
But no, more specifically, in terms of the other people wearing blue, were you upset that you didn't start on a tribe with any of the Reds?
Yeah, I thought looking into it, the red team were the stronger team. They're a lot more of the fun people who I thought I could get in an alliance with. They had Will, but yeah, it turns out they're actually a bit shit at challenges, so I was wrong.
Yeah, just completely terrible at working together. We've had Billy on and we've had Max on, Noel from former Merak, and we've been trying to identify the reason why Merak was so much better than Ruba in all of these challenges. Do you have any takes on this?
Completely unbiased, but I think it's my influence. Yeah, we seem to just work together quite well, and perhaps we had a few less sort of bigger personalities, so there was a lot less trying to figure out what to do, and it's just sort of we all went with the idea and ran with it.
Was it a player like Strath that was kind of leading a lot of these, or I think Billy said at one point you took it in turns to sort of lead challenges and stuff? Is that usually how it went?
We just sort of see a challenge and sort of go, oh, I sort of know what I'm doing with this one. Let's try this. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, go on then. It's quite organically happened.
Fair enough. And how about all of the pageantry, Noel? And this has been one of the biggest questions that we've had. And every time we get a Merak player, it comes up. Who started it and who was organising all of the little dances?
Weirdly, I think it was very little to do with me. I think it was more Strath.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that because I don't have very strong memories. But I don't actually think my quizzing form came into it. And I think it wasn't my idea.
Wow, okay.
It was my idea. I think I would have said a lot worse things.
What else were you guys doing in all of the downtime? Because obviously you won, 5 out of 8, but you won the first 4. So like that's a lot of time out at the start of the game.
It was genuinely incredibly boring. Because you're there, I'm here to play Survivor, I want to have a bit of fun. And you just go up into a room, you're like, oh, we won that quite comfortably. Okay. I think the first 2 we were like, oh, let's just like keep strong. I think a few people, oh, what happens if we do get tribal? Well, oh, let's just like not worry about that. Sort of a bit like trying to just downplay any sort of like figuring out how people are going to vote early on. And then I think we then came to going, oh, let's just vote out who you think did the shittest in the challenge. But we didn't really do too much. A lot of it was spent, I think, brainstorming ideas between people of how we are going to come out and celebrate.
Would you say that winning so much early, did that save players like you and Sock, who most likely would have been targeted straight away?
Yeah, I think had we lost a few more, it then probably, I think people like Holly and Ben and Billy are probably like, oh, actually, like, let's look at getting Noel out because we don't want him to go further. But I also think it probably cost a little bit in terms of the alliance wasn't very strong because we hadn't had much strategizing sort of beforehand. And I think they had that feeling between them. So when it came to the merge, I was kind of like, the Blue Alliance isn't really an alliance because I definitely feel like half of them don't want me there.
We start off with the Blue Tribe. You lose in, I think, round 5 is the first one, and you choose to vote off Zhao. The strategy we see from you, not initially, you're kind of thinking to get rid of Oscar.
With round 5, the puzzle one.
Yes.
Yeah, I was really pissed off at Oscar because he had puzzle pieces hidden under his arm that I needed to complete my puzzle. And we did it. And he was like, "Oh, I can't believe we lost that." And I was thinking, I can't, because I had fucking half the puzzle hidden. And I couldn't see it. So that's why I wanted him gone.
Yeah, like, it's always very funny when I think we cut to Oscar just like, I think I really could see myself working with Noel this game. I think he's going to be my strongest alliance. And then you cut back and Noel's just like, I'm really pissed off at Oscar. Let's all vote him off.
Oh, yeah, purely because he did an awful job in that challenge and pissed me off. I have no reason to vote for anyone.
So when you hear Zhao's name coming up, did that mean too much to you? Were you just like, I'm happy seeing Zhao go, or was there any fight to keep Zhao in?
I remember seeing it. I saw Noel cry after that elimination, actually.
Don't think there was much feeling in it. Don't think he had like been a standout player in tasks. So it's sort of like, oh, okay, we've lost a player, but we can still live. We've still got the advantage. Also, I just had faith that Zhao would come back in Redemption Island task.
Exactly, a lot of faith in Zhao. Was there much speculation as to what you thought might be going down on the Ruba tribe?
A little bit. We were trying to figure out, was it Lucy when she came up with people or kept people down in the first round? We were a bit trying to figure out why she'd done that, and sort of, I think we all kind of figured that her and Will were sort of gunning for each other a bit. But yeah, you don't really see much, so you can't get too involved in guessing what's going on.
Were there any big surprises? Like you went down, you saw Will had been voted out at one point. You saw, I don't know, Archie went out first round.
I don't think Archie going out first round was a surprise. Will going out was obviously heartbreaking. But yeah, I also kind of thought Will's very easy to wind up. It'd be very easy to vote him off and get him annoyed. So I did kind of think it might happen.
Well, tell us a bit more about your relationship with Will coming into this game. So was he someone that you really wanted to work with, and how likely did you think you would be to meet in the game?
When you say describe the relationship, to what extent, Mike?
Yeah, I don't want all the details.
From the day you met.
We met when he sent the Skunks email, a really cringy email asking if he can join a training session.
Oh no.
With a few too many poo emojis.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I was hoping I'd be on Will's team because I thought I can get him on my side, have a good time. And maybe this is a dickhead in me. I really kind of wanted to backstab him and have him voted off unexpectedly.
Yeah, you definitely expressed that desire at some point.
Yeah, but I didn't have the chance to do it. So I just settled for getting to day 2.
Oh, good.
I wanted him on my team, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of your starting tribe, I mean, you were missing Lenny, you were missing Isaac, you were missing Will, all on the other team. Were you hoping, let me just make it to the merge and I can join all of them? Was that the way your mind was at?
A bit, but then I also got the vibe that they'd set. I also thought this is maybe going to be a bit mean to the blue team, but like better players at Survivor and would know that sticking with their tribe is going to work better. So I kind of didn't think it was going to work. My hope was that they'd let me, but I also thought it's a good chance that he's not going to let me do this.
Fuck you.
In terms of the players on your tribe, did you see I mean, I do want to come to the Strath vote, but let's skip that for now. In terms of the players that you made it to the merge with, or that as you were going through this tribe stage, were you thinking this is someone that I'm going to want to rely on after the merge? Was there anyone there? I mean, obviously you and Oscar have a close bond.
Oscar, I thought I could trust. Who else made it to the merge?
You've got Sock, you've got Billy, you've got Ben, and you've got Holly.
I thought Billy maybe. Ben, I kind of got the vibe, doesn't want me there. Holly, by then I definitely figured would instantly not want me there because she's probably the most strategic thinker of the people in that tribe. Sock, I just don't know. I don't think Sock knows what he's thinking. So there's no way I was going to be relying too heavily on him. But I thought I could sway him in votes, yeah.
I think Oscar would have laid his life down for you on day 1, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't quite realise he had such a strong affinity for him. It's a shame he hid those puzzle pieces.
Let's hop into the Strath vote then, because Strath has been said to be like sort of the glue holding a lot of the tribe together. You throw his name out, I believe, and this is when Ben is also up for elimination, but your name is also going around a lot this
Hmm.
round. So it seems to be the three names out there are yours, Ben's, and Strath's. How did you play this round? Was it kind of being like, oh well, I just don't want to be voted off. Let's go for the big threat, and I'll play my idol. How was it?
I think it was a bit of I've not had a chance to play yet, so I kind of wanted to have a bit of fun and almost not being able to vote and stuff. Maybe a bit too eager to make a bigger play. But I also figured if we did vote by numbers of tribe, I think at that point we already had the numerical advantage. I think. So I was like, well, let's actually vote someone off from our tribe who we don't need to win challenges anymore as much. We've still got an advantage. So let's vote someone off who's a big threat. And I just thought the Redemption Island would have one person coming back. So I thought, trust the numbers that someone else, hopefully Will, would beat him in a challenge. But that didn't happen. Three people came back.
Hmm. Well, we'll definitely get into that. That round you played your idol. Obviously, the
Mm-hmm.
idol was going to expire at the merge anyway. You didn't know when the merge was going to be. What were your thoughts at the time there?
I think I just knew my name would be up or had heard it um, and felt quite confident we're nearly at the merge. May as well. It'd be stupid. It'd be incredibly stupid to leave with the idol in your pocket. Um, if there's one thing Series 1 taught me, it's play the idol and you think you're going to be maybe kicked out unless you're super confident. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do look like such a like. I don't think you look at that bad if you play it. You know, you get a few votes, but not enough, so you would have gone out. But
Yeah.
you go home not playing it, you just
Nothing screams to me you don't know how to play the game than misreading it so badly that you've not even played your idol. Because that means you haven't even heard, you don't even think there's a chance that you could get voted out.
yeah, or you just decide to risk it and
Yeah.
completely miscalculate the situation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out
mean,
Tom Robertson, the main man.
yeah, I mean, also shout out Strath in this episode for doing the same thing. We'll definitely get there as to him not voting Noel. Noel, what about Max this game? It seemed like maybe he could have been an ally for you.
Yeah. But I think a bit like Sock, Max is incredibly unpredictable. Um, so someone you want on your side, but you almost don't want to lean on too much because he just loves a bit of Kejam. So,
Bit of a
yeah,
maniac.
bit of a maniac. Yeah, maybe a few too many headshots in Muay Thai, but someone to have on your side.
That's true. Um, Noel, you have an extra vote going into the merge. You actually don't cast a vote in the Zhao round. You felt confident enough to save the vote.
He just didn't want
Um,
to take out Zhao.
yeah.
No, not at all. Didn't want to take him out.
His blood is
Um,
not on your hands.
yeah, not my fault.
Did that give you any kind of sense of security? I mean, obviously, it did play a big factor into this vote. There were 13 votes in there, and two of them were yours.
Yeah, I thought like I think did I also have the idol and the Zhao? But I don't know. I remember thinking save it until you've not got the idol because that's another way of sort of protecting them a bit better. Felt
Yeah.
like quite comfortable to keep it.
All right. So coming into the merge, we have a lot of people. Everyone's wanting Ben out essentially in that round. We saw in the previous episode. You seem a bit more reticent, and I think you know fair play. Do you regret not sticking out your neck harder to save Ben? That's because obviously he would have gone out. Okay, obviously he did get saved. Do you think you should have more openly put your foot down, or would that have made you an even bigger target already?
Yeah, I think I knew I was a target if I started trying to save Ben and basically saying goodbye, vote me out. Um,
Going down with a sinking ship.
yeah. Um, so I think at the start I was like, oh, maybe if I don't remember this person, and as soon as you realise, oh, everyone's going for Ben, it's like, oh, okay, we're going for Ben.
Yeah.
Would you have voted Ben that round?
Um, can't remember. I do remember being upset that Billy left though, because I just think him leaving when he probably wasn't expecting it quite so bad would have been very funny.
Anything is different in terms of the watching it back compared to season one? Is there anything that you've noticed?
There's a lot less monkeys in the background ruining the audio. Much better production quality. Yeah, all around a lot better watching it.
So at the start of the episode, and this doesn't get brought up again, but we do see that Billy's safety without power advantage made its way to Lucy. There we go. Interesting stuff there.
Bit dodgy how that happened.
Yeah,
as well.
that should have to go home with him, in my opinion.
Personally think they broke the rules of the game stops when we leave your house for the Saturday night.
Yeah.
So, dodgy Lucy. Everyone calls me a bastard, but she's a rule-breaking bitch.
I mean, also, if we're going to call out Lucy, then we'll have to call out Isaac as well, because Billy confesses some conversations that happened that night.
Yeah.
Both an absolute disgrace to the game.
Hang their heads in shame.
It's so
just hang them.
If either Lucy or Isaac win, it doesn't count, and we're going to redo the season.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think a bit of the blame has to obviously go to the man in charge for not putting a stop to this kind of behaviour, not giving out punishments.
Lenny, if you thought the man in charge had any integrity after the first challenge of Series 1, you are stupid.
No, I fully stand by that decision in Season 1. There's a reason that challenge didn't return. It was too easy to just do a shit plank.
He just rests against the cameras. He doesn't care about the integrity of the sport.
No. Claims of, don't worry, guys, you're all safe. So those of us that are playing tactically, have got a smart brain in our heads, think, I'm going to drop it now so people don't think I'm going to be a challenge. And then we find ourselves scrambling and throwing Amy and Mark under the bus.
2 seconds. Just wait 2 seconds.
You're the reason I've not gone invite to that wedding, Mike.
Noel's the best man if he's let through that challenge.
If Noel survives that
take them
challenge,
both to the final and sacrifice myself.
Yeah, who goes out round 1 if Noel is safe?
Who would have been up? It would have been
Mark, Amy, Oscar, Big Dog, Carolina, and then there was TG Robbo obviously, and then the one extra person who you then outlast. So maybe I don't know who it would have been. Maybe Max or Ollie or someone.
Probably Big Dog.
Big Dog, maybe TG Robbo.
Yeah. There's always a chance.
I think in that universe you're definitely getting invited to Mark and Amy's wedding.
Yeah.
Who do you think you could who would be someone that you could invite on and would be the most guaranteed round 1 exit?
Sog.
Well,
it's just his tribe 1. Most guaranteed round 1 exit.
I think if Sorensen had made
maybe Sorensen.
Yeah, Sorensen was not immune twice. Got voted out twice.
Finn Wang, Jack Hodgkins. Can't think of anyone else that's guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm going to actually have to think about this. It's someone that everyone would kind of be wanting to vote off anyway, and then on the day they would ensure that they get voted off.
Yeah.
I would.
Mike Price.
Oh, yeah, that's actually very true.
No, guys, come on.
You would 100% if you were in the game be voted off for the earliest opportunity.
Liam Liu would have put so much effort into that season. There's no...
I personally would stop my plank and jump on you to make sure you weren't immune.
No, Liam Liu wouldn't be allowing any of that shit.
Yeah, I take great joy in knowing that Liam's spent a lot of time making a Survivor game for you just to vote you off round 1.
Mike finally gets to play Survivor, but he only gets to play it for half an hour.
And has to film everyone doing it again. This time doesn't actually get to run it, so
it's not like he can be the host afterwards to enjoy it. He's actually just behind the camera watching.
I don't know. I could see myself just taking over. If I get voted off round 1, then I think it's fair game for me to just host it from then on.
I think Liam would feel bad enough to give you the reins for the rest of the game.
Well, I reckon Liam would be a better host.
Right. Well, wait. He's not gonna be able to set up the challenges or any of that stuff.
Seems like quite an easy job.
Low effort job as well.
Yeah.
There's a couple of moments.
Relying on the talent in your cast.
Yeah.
I will say the blindfolded task was a personal highlight when everyone was blindfolded and I was just setting up the garden to, chairs at shin height, tables people have to crawl under.
I might actually rewatch that one because I seem to remember just doing this puzzle and Straff gave me the shittest instructions possible for how to solve it.
I don't know. I think you'll feel grateful that you weren't on Will's team for that one.
Oh,
You
okay.
had to go onto the gym bench in that.
Yeah.
We had Billy on last week, and he said that his main memory of the season is going under that gym bench.
I can just remember just something like we're going under and just sort of. I think I remember getting up and not being clear of it and just sort of knocking it over a bit.
It was I mean, it was an absolute joke that Mike thought the two humans could fit under that properly.
But then you did, and I still don't understand how you managed that. I know that's how Billy managed it, because it was kind of like
we're blindfolded. I don't know how.
It was like this and then that, and you went under the bit with more space. And
wait, you didn't have it as a flat bench. You had it as a sloped bench.
Well, no, the bench.
No, it's like the bar.
Flat, yeah, the bar underneath it.
Oh,
I think the best way to do it, had you not been blindfolded, would be to sort of go like this and one person reverse under and be followed by the other person. I think that's the best strategy. But obviously quite hard to cook that up when you're blindfolded and don't know that it's a ridiculously small bench that's been placed in the way.
Yeah, I did enjoy doing that. But if we were all on a season together, guys, we would obviously, we'd obviously stick together. And I'm not saying this is an alliance, because if it ever happens, don't want to get us in trouble. But obviously, the three biggest targets.
But we take out TG Robbo.
I also can't guarantee, Mike, that I wouldn't just vote you off first round.
Yeah, it would be tempting, but
it'd be one of those ones that's like, this is not smart for my game, but what an opportunity we have.
And I would tell you that at the time. I make such a plea.
Yeah, I just take a lot of personal pride in making it slightly further in the game.
That's the thing. Like, if the redemption challenge is anything Survivor related, I'm going to be straight back in, and then I'm going to be after everyone that took me out. So it's got to keep me in the game.
Yeah, but you're just getting voted off again.
Yeah,
no, I'd win every immunity. Wouldn't be able to get rid of me.
I think that's the only way you'd win is by winning immunity constantly.
I think the record in a season, I believe, is still 5. So, well, other than our seasons, actually, yeah, I think Beth managed like 8 in season 1. So, right, we get into this immunity challenge. Noel, do you have anything to say about any of the challenges so far? We had Ninja in the last episode. You a fan of that?
Normally not a fan of Ninja at all. Didn't mind this one though. I think I did all right in it. Actually, that is an agreement I have. I won immunity for a round that meant nothing because Billy left.
Yeah, no, I was pissed off.
Like, absolutely pissed off.
What a waste of time.
What a waste of one of my 2 immunities across the 2 seasons.
No, you got 3, I think, because you won the trivia, then you won a final 3, which is an important one, and then you won this one that
Yeah.
You won them. Well, season 1 you won them when they mattered.
Yeah.
Not shame about season 2.
Season 2, I won them when I didn't need to win them at all.
I mean, to be fair, you better believe that everyone would have probably tried to vote you off in the first one after the merch had Billy not left, so you probably get saved that time.
No, I still think Ben would have been. Well, Ben was the target.
What do you reckon, Lenny?
I think, I don't know, there was so much momentum behind Ben. I can't really remember why.
I think he just Sorensen'd people and that he just slowly annoyed them enough that they were like
rattled the red team.
He got to reach a threshold where everyone's like, I don't care if it's good for my game or not. I just want him gone. And when everyone gets that level, it's like you can't do anything about it. You're gone. Well, you can do something about it. You can tell Billy's parents to pick him up a bit earlier.
Go straight on the phone to Billy's mum. Let's get into this challenge then. So obviously 3 teams of 4. This was why I wasn't going to let Ben and Billy both go in the same round. I needed 12 for this game. One of my favourite challenges. It's a classic challenge from Survivor. It's happened twice, season 6, season 8. I just really enjoy it. And also shout out to Veronica, first of all, for the immunity necklaces, which we didn't talk about last week. But yeah.
Did she get in contact? Was she quite annoyed that you didn't mention it?
No, she didn't actually. I actually need to message her back about non-Survivor related stuff. I think she's just submitted her thesis, so Shout out Veronica, fingers crossed for the Viva. Um, but yeah, immunity
I
next
mean,
week
if
is
you,
looking
if you
credible.
passed it, she'll definitely pass.
Oh yeah, she'll be all right. But again, more effort from Veronica in this challenge. All of the little items in the bags and stuff. I believe she made those bags by sewing them. So thank you for that.
That's it.
That's not something I would have been able to do. Um, do upon hearing the rules of this game, Noel, I know your mind's always ticking away for these challenges. Is there any kind of way I can engineer this for a win? Looking back on it now, do you think there's anything you could have done to do better?
No, I think this was one where the sort of rules I was trying to. Sometimes I'm quite quick and can figure out a way around them. Sometimes I'm incredibly slow and get overwhelmed by them. I think this is one I was trying to, as we're playing, still trying to figure out what I was actually trying to do. Um, so yeah, I remember not liking the challenge because I didn't really know what I was trying to do. But that's more just because I'm a bit slow at times.
Yeah, Lenny, not on the same team as Noel, but also on a losing team. Was there anything that you tried to do in this challenge?
Um, Not really. I think the main thing I'm glad I didn't do was make the massive blunder of someone before me asking for an item and then immediately asking someone else for the same item, which happened like 3 times. You would have thought people would learn from the first time, but no, it just kept happening. I think it's a bit of luck in there, a bit of memory, but
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. We do see some potential collusion between Sock and Lucy on different teams stood next to each other. It was very suspicious, I would say, that they both asked each other for items that they had on the first round when it's kind of potluck. But I didn't really mention it at the time because I'm not sure it really helped either of them. What did we think about this?
Doesn't
If you
really
were like stood
Too
after
much.
both of them and you have one of those 2 items, you'd be a bit peeved because otherwise it
yeah.
could have been up for grabs. But I mean, I wasn't going to lodge a formal complaint at the time. Was one of them? Sock was the winning team, wasn't
He was. Yeah.
Well done to him.
he? Yeah. Sock, if you're watching, congratulations.
Yeah, I
Great
think
crack.
Sock, arguably the MVP in that challenge, despite maybe a bit of dodgy dealings with Lucy. I think he got three out of three. Lenny, I believe, 0 for 3. Did you get any matches there?
Yeah, another classic Greenfield performance in the challenge. I'm starting to think that I am just the liability um, when it comes to challenges. I dragged the Ruber tribe down, and now I'm just dragging myself down. Um, Obviously, I won in Ninja, but we might as well just played that for fun. So
I'd
No,
rather
you
not.
were no, you're on the same team as Strath in this challenge. Did that make you feel a little bit better knowing that at least if I'm losing, there's someone else that's a target with me?
Potentially, I didn't think he was a massive target. I just thought we'd win, you know? Looked at my team and thought, yeah, we're all psychics. We know what's in what bag. Um, Something just happened. Something in the air wasn't quite right. And Lucy was a rule-breaking bitch again. But,
Um, okay, well, I think yeah, going straight into this strategy. So Noel, off the bat, Will saying, "I'm surprised you're not going for Lenny, but you're still pushing for Strath here."
yeah, I kind of want to keep Lenny in. Um, my theory was if we're both big targets, maybe later on we'd not sort of go for each other. Also, knew that Straff was going for me because I'd got him out in that round and would rather just get him out again um, and nullify him. And I think a bit like the Mark round in Series 1, I was like, I'm a target, who can I go for? And I just figured the line I can sell people on is that Straff is this year's Beth Jeffrey. And just sort of hammered that home or tried to.
How much did you believe that at the time? Because like we've just had a challenge that's basically potluck.
um, Not much, but I remember people being, oh, Staff really good for our challenges. And I'm thinking he's good, but he's not quite as good as people were saying. There were times where he sort of nearly fumbled things. But I thought people are clearly thinking this, so I'll just sort of hammer it home. I quite enjoyed I quite enjoyed Sock and repeating my quote, and Lucy instantly going, "You sound a lot like Noel."
Yeah, what do you think about that from Lucy? Because if like we've sort of heard rumblings like maybe Sock and Lucy are working together, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Is this clever of Lucy to say this if they are working together?
Sometimes their plans were illogical at best, so I don't really trust them to know what their gameplay is. That's my truthful, honest reflection of the two players.
I'd like to know both of your reflections on your lovely little scoop state that the two of you shared with Oscar. The two of you come away from that. I want to know your thoughts as to whether you might be working together or like the vibe that you picked up from the other person. Noel, let's start with you.
I remember not realizing the camera was going to be there on my walk down. Just thought we were going to have a nice little scoop state, and I'd maybe be able to break Mike's rule of talking about the game. But then the camera was there, and that sort of put me off a bit. I think my plan was to maybe sell the idea of working together a bit more, but the camera was there and just got a bit camera shy, threw me off my game. Enjoyed a banoffee waffle.
Yeah,
That's
Lenny,
about it.
do you think if Noel had put forward a plan and really pushed it, do you think that could have convinced you?
No, I was voting this man off.
Understandable.
I was there to gather intel and take my revenge. Also there for a lovely ice cream. I was very happy that I got to go to Scoops that night, if I recall. We just had pizza as well. So, what a night! What a night! One of the happiest nights of my life, if I recall.
Would explain why you've got a bit of fat recently, Lenny. There.
Out of every tournament I've been to, I think that one was the most shit chatted over a weekend.
Oh, really? Damn.
I mean, I think you had four of the biggest haters in the game there that week. I mean, me, Barnaby, Noel, and Xenia. That was a majority, and four people that, if they want to, can just be really mean.
We also heckled a guy in a pub because he was. There was like loads of people waiting for the pool, and we'd put £1 on or £2 on, and we thought, oh, it's not our turn. No one's come over and said it's your go yet. So we went over, and I was, oh no, I'll go first. He's, I've not played all night, and he was playing when we walked in the room. So we got, oh well, you were. Anyway, he somehow managed to haggle his way to playing doubles against Bill and Xenia.
It was Bill, Xenia, and Jam. I think it was triples.
Yeah, Bill, Xenia, and Jam, and him, someone else, and someone else. And we just sat, we were in the side of the corner of the room, just like heckling, oh, you can't miss this, can't miss this. And just getting in his head. Great fun.
He was getting so annoyed towards the end where like we were literally stood behind him with one of the shots, and just before he hit, I went, God, this is unmissable. And then he missed it, and I just went, oh dear.
And he'd keep skipping someone in his team to go so that he could like have a go. And we'd just be like, no, like from the corner of the room, just shouting at him, being like, you cannot move, you cannot go. I don't know why, because mate was better than him.
Also, if he missed a shot, we'd just be like, oh no, this guy's rusty. It's his first game of the night. I remember.
That would be my best.
Probably the highlight of the tournament, to be fair. It really brought me back to the quiz and curry days.
Oh,
yeah.
Just really annoying.
As they're called now, the quiz and chips days.
Oh, yes.
You are?
It's now quiz and chips.
No.
Yeah, I think it mutated into that in our very last one. I'm not sure I ever saw anyone eating any chips.
That's shocking. That is absolutely shocking.
Susu going downhill.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. When's our is it the second Monday in May? Is that the tradition? Is that the traditional social?
It's a Monday in May that Chris knows.
Yeah, was it the second? I can't remember.
I think it's the second.
Surely we're not going to quiz and fucking chips.
I feel like we sort of have to, surely. I mean, to be fair, Lenny, you didn't go to the last one.
I'll go to it if it happened again.
You said that last time, though.
Well, maybe I did, but
I was there. It's not really hard for me to get there.
Yeah, it's more of an effort for me.
Worth it though.
I would go these days.
Bit of the only Lewis in the car. What can't you like?
Yeah, it was a good little beach trip as well. Yeah, either way, like regardless of how good the quiz is, and we know the quiz isn't going to be great. It'll be good because we're barking, but
we did win it again.
We did win, yeah.
Yeah, obviously we win. I mean,
and we skinny dipped at Will's request.
that is classic Will.
I forgot about
Obviously,
that.
like,
He was really like insistent on skinny dipping.
I think I did get the money for that. I think I owe everyone like £1.
Didn't you pay for the scoop, sir?
I did pay for this. No, yeah, maybe it's fine actually. But I'm not sure everyone had it. Maybe I owe like Big Dog a quid or someone.
should I get my legacy money?
You might get Toivo's cut.
I was getting a lot of Toivo's cut and last year, and I loved it. Every now and then I'd go on my bank and I would have got like £4 from Mike. I mean, yes, come on.
It's like, yes, those beauties.
I'd normally go out and buy myself some chocolate whenever that came through, to be honest with you.
A well-deserved treat.
Yeah.
Also explains why you got fat then.
Well, we're just too good at those damn quizzes.
I reckon I've lost a load of weight this week where I've only eaten soup for 5 days straight.
Any reason why?
But I've got really bad toothache, so I can't close my mouth fully to chew. I was explaining this to Mike before you got here, but yeah.
Hence the great pun in the intro. It wasn't just for no reason.
Yeah, no, it's been quite detrimental to my life this week. I've not really done anything but eat soup, do some maths, play Football Manager. But I wanted to go to the Leeds frisbee sessions, but I just didn't have any energy because I was only eating fucking soup.
It makes sense now why Jamie Reid missed the Bucks game.
I was thinking about that.
What? Why did he miss the Bucks game?
He missed we're on the bus to Swansea, and Jamie Reid was supposed to be with us. And it turned out this was when Katie was our captain, I believe. So it must have been third year. And she told us that he was not going to be joining us because he had toothache.
Yeah, do you know what? I fully back him. I genuinely think it's the most pain I've ever been in.
No, like when I was a kid, I had it bad. Like I had a lot of pain. But if you smash a couple of painkillers, you can get on a bus to Swansea.
No, I'm not even joking. Sunday and Monday particularly, I genuinely couldn't function. I couldn't sleep. I was in so much pain. I was
take a painkiller.
No. This was under painkillers, and I was counting down the minutes till I could have my next painkillers. I was just swapping between paracetamol and ibuprofen.
You can have them both at the same time.
Yeah, but
you want to stagger them.
So I wanted to.
So it's only 2 hour wait, not a 4 hour wait.
Yeah, but you can only have so many in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I was basically, I had a regimented system where I was taking the exact maximum over 24 hours.
It's a good job you do maths, Lenny.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I couldn't have worked out like 24 divided by 8 otherwise.
He can do 24 divided by 8 and he realises that 7 out of 13 is enough votes in a round where there's 13 votes.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's fantastic strategy.
Do you want some credit for that?
Yeah, I do. I think because I think up until that point, no one's really been talking about the exact required number of votes to get someone off. I think I brought that into Survivor Southampton.
I think it's groundbreaking strategy.
Well, it's not, but at the end of the day, though, I don't remember you saying that round. Oh, we only need 7 votes.
I think in your head you think it, but everyone can do maths.
No, I don't. I actually disagree with that. I don't think a lot of the people would have thought, "Have we got enough?" Also, you only needed 6.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't help when 12 people want you gone, or 11.
Yeah, Oscar didn't want you gone.
Okay, 10.
You cut it down. You're almost down to the right number. You needed a few more, but if you probably hadn't done the maths, so you didn't know.
Yeah, I convinced Will. That made me happy. Seeing that he didn't vote for me.
Who didn't vote for Noel in that round?
Well, let me get it up for you, Lenny. Right, can you fuckers see this?
Ooh.
So this is the vote.
Sorry, 2 people vote for Sock.
Yeah, Ben Roberts also voting for Sock in this round.
Yeah, Ben and I think Tom tried to vote for Sock, hoping that he wouldn't get the second most number of votes.
Yeah, unfortunately for both of them, the Sock was immune.
Why is Noel say Strath?
I had 2 votes.
Yeah, 2 votes.
Oh, okay. Right.
All right, so these are all the votes so far. Let's I think though, let's move on over here, okay? Because these are how the votes shook out in the end. All right, and I think this is what we can talk about for a little bit. Okay, so these are all the players that did vote for Strath. Okay, so we got Noel twice, Oscar and Will. Then here are all the players we vote for Noel. So we've got all the other Reds plus Holly and Sock. And then we got Strath and Ben who both threw their votes onto a player that was immune. Okay.
Mhm.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to go through each person and say who it makes sense for, or do you want to say how it should have gone?
I'll start by saying that if I knew that Strath and Ben had voted for an immune player that round, that would have eliminated any chance of me working with them for in the future of the game. Because yeah, that is just that is so. What are you doing?
Am
What
I
are you
allowed
doing
to?
there?
Shall
I
we
think it
talk a
did.
little bit about Sock then this episode? Because
Yeah.
what was going on? Okay, all right. So first of all, we hear that like he's claiming he's in an alliance with Noel, blah blah blah, but he needs Strath out. Strath's bigging up this list, saying, "Okay, right, I've got Billy's gone, I've got Noel, I've got Oscar, and I've got Sock, and I'm going to take all three of them out, or at least I'm going to vote for them." So Sock knows that he's going to be receiving a vote from Strath at some point. Okay, everyone thinks that he's with Noel anyway. Why? You may as well just vote for Strath. It's anonymous.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. A lot. I don't quite know what he was thinking. I think probably Lucy told him something, and yeah, he went with that. All a bit weird. Goes to show Sock doesn't know how to play the game.
Well, I mean, this is something that I think can be debated based on what we've seen so far. I think he's made bad decisions that have worked out so far. I think the Strath vote was smart. I think he did play the tribe game quite well. I think he was positioned nicely after that. I think this vote was terrible for Sock. I think we can kind of engineer this in a way where if people are maybe voting in their best interests, we can see whether we still get the same outcome. So I'm going to move Sock over to this side because he should have voted for Strath.
What I don't get is he like switched, thinking that he'd be in that like red block, but he didn't realize that he'd be the first to go out of that red block.
Especially like so first so he starts the conversation at the end of the round. He's speaking to Holly. Holly's just like, I'm thinking I might actually vote for Noel. And then Sock's like, no, you need to vote for Strath. And then Lenny comes over and starts convincing him. And then
Yeah.
Big Dog comes over. But all of the convincing is you convincing him to vote not in his best interest because he's just like, do I have you guys' backing? And Big Dog's just like, yeah, you're way after Strath and Ben.
Mike, it's hard to say no to two manipulators at the top of their game, and that's what the tag team of me and Big Dog is. So
He did not vote in his best interest there.
no,
To be honest, I think Strath and Ben kind of cancel each other out because I think we'll talk about Ben in a second, but Strath obviously should have voted for Noel. Ben, we can discuss whether he should have voted with you or not. Spoilers, I think he should have done. So we put Ben over there and Strath over here.
What you think Ben should have voted?
I think Ben should have voted with you.
Yeah, I think he's the same as Sock. Is he thought, oh, get rid of Noel, don't trust Noel, but didn't spot that actually his position in the game is weak and he needs to actually vote. Like whether he trusts me or not, he needs to have an alliance of some form rather than just voting the way the red block wanted to vote, but not having any alliance in there.
100%. So then I think maybe our question is which of these players maybe should have gone in a different direction. So I think we'll be talking about Holly a little bit, but I think Sock, Ben, and Holly are the ones we'll be investigating a little bit more. Unless you think there's anyone on the red team, Lenny, that maybe should have voted for Strath here.
no, you don't jump on a sinking ship.
That's fair enough.
Right, in that case. Right, so we can put Sock fucked up this vote. There's no way he could have voted for Noel here. So that's bad on him. Okay. What do we think of Ben? And I think I will say because I think Ben's in quite an interesting position here. Like, sure, he doesn't have an alliance, and he's under the impression that you've been gunning for him a lot, Noel. He's been gunning for you a lot.
I've not watched the tribe bit. Was I ever gunning for him?
Not really, but he was gunning for you, and
I think he just had
that you knew.
no trust. Yeah, that's why I think everyone. That's why I think a bit people read too much into the previous year. Whereas you think actually, if you look at this year's like the way the game's planning out, there's no reason for you not to trust me because I need him to vote my way because we're low on them. Like there's people against me. he needs someone, so there's a mutual benefit to both vote in the same way.
But I think with
People
Ben,
instantly just go with, oh, like you're going to snake me out at some point. So anyone's going to snake you out at some point. It's the whole point of the game.
with Ben though, his head is on the chopping block.
Yeah.
So like at the same time, like I'd probably, if I was in that position, I'd try and just go with the numbers and make them think that I'll just vote whoever they want me to vote, and try and get back under the radar a little bit because
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And to be fair, in the
yeah.
previous round, Strath came over to Ben and said that you'd been throwing out his name.
Oh yeah, you were that one. You can,
I mean, one of many, to be fair. I don't think it was as cut and dry as Strath said. I
I
think
don't think it's not quite like I've out of nowhere picked Ben up and got everyone to vote for him. I think I just sort of reminded people he
I think you were
exists.
just the first one to say it.
Yeah, I think I
don't
just
think
was
he
the
even
first one
was.
to admit.
I think Sock was just like, do we go for the default Ben Roberts vote? And Noel was just one of about three people that just kind of passively said yeah. And then Strath then took that straight to Ben and said Noel specifically is throwing your name out.
Well, Noel's name carries a bit of weight, doesn't it? So,
Yeah. As lots of people said, I was the bigger threat. Yeah, people are just too scared to play a game with the best player.
So Noel, is this a regret of yours then? Because there is a conversation between yourself, Holly, and Oscar and Ben, where you are just like, if we just vote as a block, then if the Blues stick together, then they can't really take any of us out and we can go for Strath. Like that was something you threw out. Do you regret not pushing that harder? Like, was there anything you could have done then to convince someone like Ben who maybe was unsure because he is looking for an alliance and you can give him one here?
I think at that point I knew Holly didn't want to be with me, so I think it's like I can sell this horse, but I know it's not going to work. But like, yeah, logically, it's like we have a block here. I'm confident I can get Will across because Will knows that he's at the bottom of that red group. That gives us numbers because we basically swap Will for Strath, but the blue team still have the numerical advantage, or at least even in that round, I think, because of Billy leaving. But then with the extra vote, we've got the advantage, and then in theory, we have the advantage going forwards. But I think even before that round started, Holly was never going to get a vote for me or vote with me. So at that point, we don't have the numbers. It's never going to work.
Yeah, I mean, Holly did have that dinner with Big Dog. Did that factor in at all for you? Were you aware that that was probably a likely alliance, or do you think that would have just happened organically?
I think it probably would have happened maybe anyway a bit. I imagine Lenny probably would have tried to get to Holly, but I do assume in that conversation at the dinner, something was said. Maybe don't know.
Would you consider Holly Sheridan to be a rat after what she did to your team?
Yeah, pretty much. A low life, I'd actually say.
If Holly was here right now, what would you say to her as a reaction?
I'd tell her to fuck off. In my head, I'm thinking, what's too far to say?
No, I think you were very restrained.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what's in my head. I don't think that's fair on her. But yeah, I think I could have tried my hardest to convince them if we stay as a tribe, it works. But I don't think they believed that it would work.
At the point at which you were voted out, okay, let's say that I came up to you and I was just like, oh, these were the people that voted for you. These are the people that didn't. In the moment, okay, without any benefit of hindsight, do you think this is a smart move? And we'll do Sock, Holly, and Ben for voting you out, or in Ben's case, not voting with you. So, Sock, is this smart or foolish?
Foolish.
Okay, Ben.
Foolish.
And Holly.
Holly, I think, could have had some. It is, I think, a good move because that red tribe, you kind of had what looked like Isaac, Chris, Divya, and Sock as a four. So it looked like the rest of the red needed someone else. So it looked like Holly could actually work with Lenny, with Lucy. I've forgotten who else was in there.
There was that four of Isaac, Lenny, Divya, and Big Dog. And then you got Will and Lucy as the other reds. And then Strath kind of floating about.
So I kind of got the vibe that potentially Lenny knew maybe those four weren't going to vote his way at some point, because I think a bit like me, they don't trust you. No offense, Lenny.
Yeah, no, Reputation.
I think Holly has got a way in if she can actually go to that red team, but work with Lenny, with Lucy, maybe with Will, maybe with Strath, and sort of try and counterbalance that red tribe a bit more.
Okay.
So I think for her, it's still a smart move.
Yeah,
it's the wrong move to make, in my opinion. But
Noel, same question again. This time for Lenny. Smart or foolish for Lenny to vote you off?
I think in some ways smart, but I think also in some ways foolish, because I think if we got a bit further on and realised that clearly you're wanting us, we do then could have had an alliance that maybe would have worked. But I think that's depending on quite a few things happening.
Yeah. So if I could have like a guarantee that you weren't going to turn on me, I think I keep you in because you're so much more likely than anyone else to just turn on other people for the benefit of yourself. Like,
I also think both play the game how I think it should be played, in that you have alliances, but you in your head are like, well, numerically this alliance isn't actually in my favour. So you try and make an alliance. I think a lot of people get caught up in I've got alliance, I don't want to backtrack them. But you're the third member of that alliance. You're literally going to be gone in 2 rounds. Make an alliance with the other 2 people, and you benefit yourself.
I think, a bit too much loyalty from. Well, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not. I'm just can't be blindly loyal in.
That's why I made my closing remarks about the series being boring after I left, because I think you've lost someone who will actually play the game.
Yeah, I will. I mean, we may as well talk about it now. I think some of the best closing remarks, definitely, that we've had so far. I hope it gets saltier as it goes through the season. But yes, an absolutely elite confessional right there.
Yeah. Also, I just want to put out the stats you put up. 16 tribal councils with 3 immunities only got voted out once.
I think, there were.
That's impressive.
I think of those 16, there were only 6 tribal councils that you didn't receive votes.
Yeah. I'm taking that as I've got a lot of influence and sway.
I think extremely impressive to just be receiving votes constantly and then not be voted off. Lenny, I've got a question for you, actually. So this whole round, you've gone in for Noel. You've been trying to push him out all game. You finally do. Is there any moment when he's getting his torch snuffed that you're just like, oh, crap, now it's... now they might all just go for me?
No, to be honest, in my head, I was just like, I just scored a goal at Wembley and I was doing a knee slide towards the corner flag. I was a happy man. Mission accomplished.
At one point, the 2 of you have a chat during the round. Now, Noel, throughout this round, were you under the opinion that Lenny was on your side, or did you have much read on Lenny at all in this round?
Not massively. I think like a lot of people thought they probably are voting for me. There's maybe a chance that they're one person that doesn't, but it doesn't matter because the rest probably will. Yeah, I did think Lenny would be a hard one to actually convince to not vote for me, because I knew he'd remember Series 1 quite strongly.
My bad. But I consider us even now.
A couple of other things that I picked out. First of all, Strath laughing like a playground bully, I found very funny. When he's speaking to Big Dog and Divya. Noel, how did you feel when Will came up and said he wanted to join you?
Oh, well happy. Made my heart grow. Yeah, I sort of was going to say to him, you're clearly at the bottom of the Reds. Come to me. I quite like his confessional where he was like, predictably it was going to happen, and it finally happened. Yeah, just a nice heartwarming moment before I get kicked off the show.
Very nice. Do you think this was in Will's best interest? It sounds like you do.
I think so, because I do think that the moment the Reds all go together, he's probably gone. He's probably bottom of that Red group, I think.
One thing we were discussing with Billy, Noel, we were suggesting, because Ben last round, he was definitely going to go home. He didn't really suggest any other names until near the end, and then he was kind of throwing out maybe Big Dog. The one name that we thought maybe could have gained traction that round was Will. Do you think Will could have been the first player voted out at the merge, had Billy not left, obviously?
Potentially. I think it would have taken a lot to not get Ben, though. Because like I said, I think by that point, I don't know what Ben had done, but socially he was at a point where people were almost happy to sacrifice their best move to get rid of Ben.
The Sorensen of Season 2.
Yeah, he sort of found himself in that Sorensen situation.
Yeah, no one obviously didn't do anything as egregious as Sorensen.
No, but no one was really thinking strategically, like, oh, getting rid of Ben's my best bet to get further.
At Tribal Council, Noel is pointing out that Strath could be the bet of the season, and Lenny is laughing in the background and then disagrees with it. Noel, at this point, were you just like, Lenny's not voting with me?
I think I realised no one's really voting. But what
I just say, don't just start laughing at what Noel said.
I think so, yeah.
I think you kind of cottoned on to. A lot of people were saying like Tom's really strong in challenges, but I don't think he was as strong as people were making out.
I don't think anyone's strong enough to win every challenge. So
no, but I also think like people, like Tom's the reason they've done that. But I think there's a few times where actually he wasn't the reason the blue team won, but perhaps because he's a bit louder, people attributed that to him.
So I think it's quite sounds like a leader, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I think you can pin it on him that he's going to win all these challenges, even though he wasn't necessarily as big a threat as I think people perceived.
It's about to cut us out. I'll send you the next link and then we'll just finish up. Start the recording.
I think I assume it's Southampton Union Ultimate. It's not Southampton Ultimate because that would be really stupid.
Also, wouldn't put it past them.
Well, yeah, that's true. They're really nice trackies, though. Probably the best thing I stole from them. The AU top's probably the best thing. Second best thing I stole from the kit box.
Can't believe I didn't get my hands on them.
It was the last pair left.
Yeah,
so I was very happy with that.
I think I deserve a bit more from the club, but
yeah, I should have taken another AU kit.
Well, no, they put you in the Skunks Hall of Fame. Can they do any more?
I think I put myself in there. I still think I'm owed. I don't think that there's anything they could give me that wouldn't make me feel like I'm owed.
Yeah, I still think I'm owed. I probably did slightly less than Noel, and I to be fair, set up a tournament and make some a load of money. So I should put a little clause in there so that I get 10% of the profits from Skunks Showdown every year.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was wondering what tournament you were referring to.
Also, I did those like £500 worth of open days.
Yeah.
I gave them 9 years of my life.
Do you know what? I made the club over £1,000 that year, basically by myself.
I gave Lenny a club that he could make £1,000 for.
I held together the men's team for during COVID.
Just think,
you want nasty, Mike. Let's not.
with no me, there's no Survivor because there's no club.
Oh, did you know Brit?
Yeah.
Tag Mike. Barnaby was his club captain, and he just didn't remember who he was.
Wait, Brit joined the year before.
He started the year I was men's captain.
He joined in COVID. So Bill was club captain, and just didn't remember him at all.
Was Bill like, I was the Kejam guy?
That's probably what you should have said. To be fair, I think I would have got him, but he was very drunk on wine at the time. So
I feel very vindicated. The number of times that Strath and Andy have told me that they don't remember that I was men's captain. So it's good to know that someone else in that year has memories that didn't exist.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't around that year, so I forget who was what. I always remember you were men's captain, but I don't know what else.
You felt more like a club captain towards the end because Bill just stopped trying, and you were running quite a few of the trainings.
Right, I remember running a lot of the trainings towards the end of the year, but yeah, I couldn't really remember why.
I remember you running one on like poaching, and Dolan was just so pissed off the whole time.
He just went and I don't know if he went and sat there or I just told him to go and sit on the sideline, but yeah, he wasn't really taking my instruction that.
Yeah, no, he just sat, just was fuming.
He was, yeah. At the time, I found it incredibly funny. I was just sort of egging it on, to be honest.
I remember being really pissed off, and I was like, "What? Like he has to go home with me? What's going on?" Yeah, that was irritating. I remember thinking, if he comes to any more of my sessions and does this, I'm going to have to bring this up because, yeah, it wasn't ideal.
how am I being received by the Mary and the Newman Trust or whatever?
Oh, speaking of the Newman Trust,
Fan favorite?
I said actually, I asked them who their favorites were from season one.
If I don't get a mention, I'm gonna be fuming. Oh no. Well, after season two, they'll love me.
Okay. Oh, wait. They said after like episodes two or three, he said that they were a fan of Beth, Oscar, and Lenny so far. Okay. Then they then watched to the end of the season. My friend David, he said that his favorite character was Oscar. Apparently, he had a lot of hilarious comments. And his partner Livy, her favorite was Noel. We both agreed he played a brilliant game. There you go.
I just had the wrong jury. I had the jury of season 2. I win.
They
Oh,
thought
yeah.
Beth was the deserving winner though, brilliant throughout.
No.
She didn't play a game.
And they thought
She was a pawn in my chess.
they thought though that if either of the girls, Beth or Carolina, had won the final immunity, they would have taken you to the end and won. I'm not convinced of that. I think you get voted off, Noel. What do you
So do
think?
I. I think they're just too kind to each other. Season 1, I just played the fact that I was in their alliance with Ollie, and also had a foot in Lenny and Max's alliance with Oscar, and just sort of fiddled between the two, and it kind of worked.
Oh, the one question that my NHG friends had, they wanted to know how I would have done were I additionally in season one.
I genuinely think you're going out first round.
Yeah, if it was you or Sorensen to go out, I'd still vote you.
And not because you're not a good player, but purely because I think everyone would have subscribed to mine and Lenny's minds of, isn't it funny if he just goes? So we don't even have to go, oh, if he stays in, he'll know how to play the game. We can just go, wouldn't it be funny if Mike actually is out first round?
I think it all depends on because like it's a planking thing. Oh, I honestly don't
Oh
know.
yeah, I would have backed you to be okay at the plank.
I think you make it a few. I mean, obviously, even if you go out in the first few, the bad boy of
Yeah.
Mulkey returns at the redemption.
I am the bad boy of Morky, but my Newman Trust friends, David and Livy, they were the ones that introduced me to Mulkey. So we played it the other weekend, and we played like a big boys v girls thing, and I won it for the boys, but then we played it individually, and there were about 15 of us, and I went out like second. So
Oh,
I'm hit and miss with Mulkey. So
I forgot to tell you, some of the cricket club I played for went to the World Championships of Mulkey
wow.
like a month ago.
Was it in Finland?
I don't know where it was. It just popped up on like our group chat. A photo of like the 4 GB players holding like a monkey set. That's just like, that's incredible.
Remind me what you had to do to be the bad boy of Mulkey. Is it winning by hitting the one or something?
Yeah, winning by hitting the singular one.
Yeah, that's in the photo was one of them holding the one.
No, I don't think they play to the bad boy rules.
I think season one it's tough. I can see everyone trying to vote me off. I can also see myself feeling too bad about wanting to put targets on people's backs, especially if I'm the one that's invited everyone there.
Yeah, but I think you get into it, to be fair, where
Yeah, you do get into when you're
a
playing
couple
it.
of rounds in, you stop feeling bad for anything you do.
Yeah, season 1 there was a few rounds except Big Dog where everyone voted because you sort of knew he would win in the end if he was taken there.
Yeah, I think Big Dog turned up to play this season, but season one, like he was in his like Big Dog just after a summer of sitting in his room vibe.
Well, he'd only just become Big Dog hadn't he, at that point,
He had, yeah.
so he was still Chris who doesn't talk to people.
Yeah, and yeah, there are more people there that were older than him. He didn't know very well,
A
definitely.
lot of women.
Yeah.
Max and Tom came away just being like, I don't really get all the hype around this big dog.
I forget that they didn't know people.
No.
What a weird way to be introduced to people.
I think Max had met a couple of people at like one of the sessions.
But
Yeah,
you
Max
like a couple of, yeah.
I think I remember TJ Robbo like talking to me, and I'd be like, he was, oh, I remember you thinking, I don't remember you because you would have been at a taste session with like 30 other people that didn't come back.
He came to the bowling social and the Mario Kart social.
You went to the bowling social?
Yeah.
It wasn't in my lane then. No way. Which year?
My first year.
The good bowling social.
Yeah.
God, didn't know he was there.
He was there, and he was at Halma Road at
the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember him either.
He could be at 2 good socials.
Yeah.
And I don't know he exists.
Well, no, there were good socials because there were a lot of people there, and like there was stuff to do.
To be fair, if you turn up to 2 Lachlan socials, you would know it because he'd be one of the only people there.
But also, there's a good chance I played him at Mario Kart.
Yeah, you were obsessed with Maple Treeway that day.
Yeah,
you kept betting on it showing up.
Yeah, that's how I remembered you for quite a long time.
It's a great track.
It is a great track. Well, you know, top 8 track probably.
Yeah,
I reckon
probably.
top 4 personally.
One that I was incredibly reliable on our little I don't know what you call it, like deficit games where we put ourselves like 8 losses down as a reliable winner or top 4 on Maple Treeway.
Oh God, I forgot how much Mario Kart we used to do. We should have got Ollie on this podcast as well. Fuck, Lenny.
Yeah. Sorry, but that summer was fantastic because of it.
Oh, Lenny, have you heard from Max since we spoke to him?
Yeah.
What's going on there? Right, so I think we're essentially almost at the end. A couple of things. We have Strath throwing his votes. We touched on this. Obviously, bad idea throwing it on someone that ends up being immune. What do we think of this strategy from Strath? Like, maybe a smart idea if a couple of other people.
It works if he sort of, as he's going around strategizing, gets 7 people to vote for me, and then gets maybe some other people to put a vote on Ben or someone. But when he knows the people that I'm working with or who might vote for me are going to vote for him, one vote for someone else isn't going to do anything.
It's incredibly risky with, I feel like, very little gain out of it. Because what if it ends up like 6-6 or 6-5 and he loses? Like, can you imagine?
Incredible TV, though.
Yeah.
Because you 100% slow-mo him writing sock and a new player.
It'd
be very funny.
I probably would have zoomed into the immunity necklace on Sock's neck as well.
Yeah. Split screen it.
Noel, so you are our first juror. You're headed to the jury. What are you looking for to vote for at the end of the game? What kind of player, what kind of gameplay are you hoping to see throughout the rest of the season that you will be rewarding with your vote?
For me, it was someone who's going to play the game. So who's actually going to look and think, oh, where am I actually at? Even if you misread it a bit, if you can look and be like, okay, I'm in alliance, it's good for a few rounds, but I'm sort of at the bottom of it. I need to try and sort of maneuver my way into something different, and you make a move that way. So I do think if Danny's in that final, he gets my vote, or Will making it to the final. But I thought that was quite unlikely.
Yeah, I mean that was. Who would you vote for out Will and Isaac? Will.
No, at the point at which you were voted out, who did you think was in the best position to win the game?
Big Dog.
Who are the next 2 boots after you, do you reckon? At the point at which you voted off, who are the next 2?
Ben. I thought at the time, Ben and Sock.
What do you think about Will and Oscar's chances now? The 2 people that did vote alongside you this round.
I think Oscar had a better chance because I think he could have potentially got in with Big Dog. Will, I thought me going, he's now a bit screwed in that he doesn't have there's no blue alliance for him to actually switch to. So he's still at the bottom of that red alliance. So that he will just get picked off. Unfortunately. Deserves a lot more.
No, this is a question that's really unique to you as for all the people that we will be getting on this podcast. How do you go about navigating a final tribal council?
I think you have to be able to read what people are looking for. So I think in my year, I knew I was up against it because I got the sense that at least half the council were looking for nice players, not people that are happy to play the game. But I then think you have to, look at what people are looking for. Obviously, try not to directly cross people too much. Almost do it a bit like lay the groundwork for it, but make someone else almost suggest it. But I do think it's not being too scared to sell what you've done and the big move you made.
Yeah, very dependent on the person that asked the question, I guess.
It's not a time to be modest.
No, it's not a time to you sort of, especially in the second year. I think everyone was aware this is a game we're playing. Don't tell me you've not got the final. Don't tell me that I've tried to play a game and have not got to the final because someone who's just sat around has managed to beat me. Like, that doesn't make me want to vote for you. That makes me pissed off that you're about to win 50 quid or whatever.
100.
100.
Yeah. Big money on the line.
No, what would you say are the main differences between season 1 and 2? I mean, obviously, we've got tribes, blah blah blah. How do you think that changed the gameplay?
Didn't change as much as I thought it would. I think partly because the reputation I had in it. So that Holly and Ben weren't going to vote along tribe lines because I think they didn't want to vote with me. But I do think the biggest difference was there was a lot more like people at least thinking strategically and thinking about how they're playing it, which is I think made it a lot more fun.
Right, we've got a couple more things to cover. We've got the episode title, fan corner, and our teaser for next time. But before we get there, does anyone have any comments on the episode? Lenny, you got any questions for Noel? Noel, any questions for Lenny? Or anyone any questions? Any questions for old Mikey? No, any questions?
Definitely none for old Mikey.
All right.
Got one for Lenny.
Yeah.
Why are we wearing full Solent kit?
I don't know. I didn't just must have just been funny to us at the time.
the Solent shorts, full Solent kit.
Yeah.
You both said up the Solent a lot in your confessionals.
Have you edited it out or have you kept it in?
I edited it out of most of them.
I feel it's not the height of up the Solent.
There's a really funny moment of you figuring out that Ben Roberts has voted for you at a tribal council, and you're talking to Ben Roberts. I think
it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so good.
What episode's that?
I think is that the Max episode. Is that episode 8 then? Because Ben's just like, oh yeah, and Strath got voted for last round, but I didn't vote for Strath, and you're like, well, I mean, the only people that got votes were me, you, and Strath. So, but yeah, that's a good moment.
Good Ben. That is just owning up to his sins.
Ben, though, very good confessional giver. I think he's got a confessional just like, yeah, I might have accidentally admitted to Noel that I voted for him.
And then he wondered why. Maybe that's why he thought I was going for it. Because he just assumed.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that going into it. Right, episode titles. This one, I'm not going to lie, when I watched it back, I wasn't really searching for episode titles. It just so happened that I heard Sock saying that, and I was like, oh, that's fine. The enemy of my enemy, whatever. Let me just throw that in there, and then as a placeholder in case I think of anything better. Since I've watched it back again, I again wasn't really looking for anything, but I've got a couple of suggestions. Unless
I think Chris has got the line of the episode in this.
Yeah, him saying you're the Noel from last year. That really made me laugh. That's fantastic.
That's the one I've got written down. But you're the Noel of last year.
Yeah. Okay, I'll put that down. The other two that I had was I wouldn't mind seeing you walk. That's Sock to Strath, and then Oscar at Tribal Council saying we are the survivors.
I like the enemy. My enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just something. Sock is just so funny. It's just.
I was thinking, why does he just say that he likes me at that point? He didn't have to say just because I'm the enemy of his enemy. But
just
it's such a philosophical thing to say. Survivor.
I can't wait to have Sock on this. I hope he agrees to come on, just because talking to that man for like 2 hours is just pure joy.
He will agree to come on.
Oh yeah, no, watching Sock back through the season has been such a joy. Will Jeffrey as well, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, Lucy's very good as well.
I think I'm going to go back and watch the one where that tribal council. I think it's the first one the blue team have, and Sock is saying something that makes zero sense. He kept saying like ocean waves or something, and he just kept saying it.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of that. I think episodes 5, 7, and 8 are when you're at Tribal Council. Right. So we come to Fan Corner. This is where Noel every week I take to the streets and I find out what people have been saying about the episode. So let's see if the fans have any takes for us this week. Okay, right. Straight into the most lackluster and bleak description of Go Fish I've ever heard in my life. Okay, that's just people talking about me explaining the challenge. Sock, you're a mug and you did not deserve to get away with that. Possibly the jammiest thing I've ever seen. Yep, Sock just getting away with it in the challenge again. We think, a bit of collusion going on, but yeah, he really should have asked you for that one, Noel. People were enjoying Strath holding the book behind his back. Just, yeah, good strategic move. Book's very easy to spot, apparently. One thing that I'm really looking forward to, hopefully, when we eventually get Ben Roberts on, I really want to ask him, his confessional about how he's had more pain and heartache in the last hour than he has in the last week. Like, what a weirdly specific.
What happened to him in the last week?
I just,
I don't hope, but it'd be great if you ask him that. He turns around and says like his grandma died.
Yeah, if he's just like,
and you're both just like, oh.
Yeah. Well, obviously Mike asked the question, and then I'll be like, Mike, come on.
Bit insensitive, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad other people noticed this too, because I really enjoyed it when when I kept watching it back. Oh, everyone liked your joint confessional with Strath, Noel. Oh, apparently you're like a couple that just lost bargain hunters.
I think that's valid. I'm wearing red and blue.
Okay, Lenny turning on Noel will be great drama.
Excuse me. Me turning on Noel?
Never.
What? Sorry, I just had turning on differently.
Would be great drama. Oh, okay. This is one thing we didn't cover. Strath pulling out the big guns, straight up bribery. What did we think of Strath immediately offering to share the clue with everyone else? I thought that was a great strategy. Lenny, what did you think?
Yeah, he works on the weak-minded.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know why a lot of people bought it that he would 100% follow through to just, even though he, I think, openly told everyone. I think people thought they'd be at an advantage if he, if they told him. So he's going to tell everyone.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely.
Great
idea from him.
Yeah, great work from him. I think people were leaning the Noel direction anyway, but he definitely helped himself there. Good strategy from Strath. Okay, classic and standard title line from Sock that he was lacking in the subtlety with Lucy and Ben, which we did discuss when just openly saying he's in an alliance with Noel. Oscar and Big Dog were apparently just enjoying the drama. Fair play to them.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad that Sock lacked subtlety there. I think sometimes you can just say, "Yeah, I'm in an alliance." Like, of course I am. It's best for my game.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made sense. I think the worrying thing is people think it's like, it's like a dirty word being an alliance. Like, that shouldn't be.
Well, also, he said he was in an alliance with Noel and then voted for him in the same round.
Oh, no, okay, you need to watch episode 5, the one that Zal goes out, because just watching Sock through that episode is hilarious, because he starts off by saying, I want Noel and Oscar out, and Strath. Then he goes to speak to Oscar and is just like, I want Noel and Strath out. And then he goes to speak to you and Strath and is like, I want the big players out, but not you guys. And then someone's just like, how about Zhao? And he's just like, yeah, all right. And then he votes for Zhao. Oh, Lenny, apparently you're reasonably convincing with Noel when you were just telling him what he wanted to hear, which I didn't really think you were. It seemed like you were blatantly just chatting shit.
No, but that's because you know me.
Yeah, I think if you don't know Lenny, you don't know that he's just going to cross me.
You just know that I will say whatever I have to say in the moment. But I feel like I am slightly convincing.
Lenny,
Noel has too much influence is actually a good argument, I think. It's, I think a good point. A point well made. Okay, I take back everything. Isaac crumbled even harder under questioning than Sock with Noel here. Yeah, Noel, you had an interesting conversation with Isaac as well.
I skipped that one. What happened?
You went up to Isaac and were basically Isaac kind of gave you a sort of non-committal answer and was then just like, I need to speak to Strath. And you were like, if you vote with me here, then you get my jury vote.
Mhm.
No one's mentioned that before. No one's used that before in this game.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Apparently
we've only got
Isaac crumbled. Lenny, do you think Isaac was a convincing liar here?
no.
No.
No, he was clearly in the red team block with Tom.
Mm. Yeah, Noel, did you think there was any hope with Isaac at all that round?
No.
Okay.
That's why I would have picked Will over him.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, so no, obviously, close with Will, close with Isaac as well. Did you think there was, I don't know, did you think there was any possibility of getting Isaac, or by the time you'd merged, did you think it was like he'd spent too long with the Reds that it was never going to work?
Spent time with the Reds who were too good at knowing that if you stick with your tribe, you'd probably go. And he was in a good position in that tribe in that he had Big Dog and Divya, and Strath wanted to join, would I think easily join in with the Big Dog bit of that tribe, or could have. So then they've got the numbers advantage, so there's no benefit to him doing it. So I don't think he would have done.
Okay. All right. Follow-up couples confessional from Noel and Strath. People finding that funny, and I hope they have a long and happy marriage. There we go. It was shipped. There you go. Shipped this season.
Gone for a different player.
Divya throwing the dirtiest shade on Ben in Tribal. I didn't notice this. Oscar covering his mouth in horror during the votes there. Bless him.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry, Oscar.
That's great. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. And it's Noel, because obviously it is sad to see a big man lose, but very slick play from the Ruber boys and Strath. Love the credit sequence for him, though. It's very cute. People were sad to see you go, Noel. You've been, a fan favorite ever since season one. It was
I'll take that.
upsetting.
I do think the 16 tribals with 3 immunities, I'm quite proud of that record.
Okay, I think we've, and that concludes Fan Corner for this week. So thank you to everyone for sending stuff in. Lenny, we see a teaser for next time. We see the Frisbee Challenge making a return from season one.
Yeah. Let's hope I do a bit better than last time.
See if you contribute a little bit more than last time. Lenny, any other teasers for that episode? We got a twist coming, apparently.
Do we? Oh, I don't even know what the twist is. I'm excited.
Nor do I.
Well, I can't wait till the next episode. When does it come out? Tomorrow?
I don't know. I've been doing the previously on today. I don't know. It might be a little bit later because I'll put this out before the episode actually. So yeah. I'll probably put this out depending on how long it takes me to edit, either tomorrow or the night after, and then the episode might be like Monday. So
nice.
Be shifted a little bit this week.
I'm watching this purely for the flash cut, by the way.
Oh yeah. So, Lenny, we haven't eulogized Noel here.
Oh, I'll keep it short and sweet.
All right.
Good riddance. Yeah, a good player of the game, but one that I was very happy to vote out.
Definitely.
That was me, ability-wise.
Yeah, definitely a big change in dynamic now. Now we've lost Noel. I think a big presence hanging over the game. A lot of players fearing his abilities and what he can do. I think his ability to just be able to pick someone out as to why they should be voted for and be able to have a reason just ready to go is unrivaled in this group. And I think it took him very far in season one. And I think were they not all wise to your games would have inevitably taken you very far in season two as well. I'm glad that we got you for as long as we did. I was nervous for you going into that Merak tribe. I thought you might be in a bit of trouble early on, especially if Sok goes straight away and then you lose again. It's probably your time. So I was very impressed that you survived a whole day as well. I thought that was longer than you probably should have made it. But unfortunately unable to survive a whole tribe full of people that had been just waiting to vote you out. But I would say a very impressive run, nevertheless. But this isn't the last we see of you, Noel. Of course, we will be seeing you on the jury.
Head of the jury, I heard.
Yeah, Mayor of Ponderosa. That's what they call you. mayor of the jury. Do you have any final thoughts on the game?
I just think I'm too good for my own good in this game. What can you say?
Your reputation's too damaged.
Yeah.
Noel, do you reckon
think
you'll
it's
be more or less of a target on a third appearance in the Liam Lou season 3? You remember, I'm also in the game for that one. So
considering that there'll be members of the Jeffrey household, I think I can charm them a bit more. And I think the Skunks will be against me, but I can use Beth's family on my side. Charm my mum, get a sister on board, and I think we're cooking on gas.
yeah, you better
Obviously,
be
get Will,
her sister's
Honorary
socks in
Jeffrey.
that game.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I'm going to recently order beforehand about £200 worth of socks and then bring that up. So she would really like me, and then after the game, return the £200 worth of socks. So it doesn't cost me anything.
I'll be wearing them on my hands and my feet. I won't be bigging them up in confessionals because she won't be able to hear. But in every challenge, I'll be like, do you know what? My feet have just really, they can breathe.
The natural sweat humidity of bamboo socks is incredible.
Well, thank you so much for giving us so much of your time today. No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Lenny, as ever, thank you for showing up, and we'll be seeing you again next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
and hopefully we'll be getting in touch with whoever the eliminated player is, and we can get their take on things for you as well. All right.
Maybe a little extra guest next week.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, we'll see how it goes. All right. Bye, everyone.